first poem I'm going to read, it was published in Hoot Review, which is edited by Jane Rebecca Canarella.
Oh, that's his book. Okay.
I don't think it's nepotism, but that I was published. But you know, I do know her. So the title of this poem is called Kintsugi, which is the Japanese art of taking broken pottery and reforming it. This poem, Kintsugi, goes: exhausted from work, I ignore the crashing sound as I collapse on the couch. 3 in the morning feels humid, even when the entire city's dry. My apartment door left ajar. Our dog licks my limp hand as she stands in soil spread over hardwood floor. Ceramic shards surround her furry paws. I pick up the pup like she's made of glass and place her on my lap as she continues to smother my skin with her tongue. I've done it again. Now the breakup is inevitable. I've shattered another plant, this one an orchid, no less, and broke the heirloom pot and all hope of avoiding an unacrimonious end. It'll be blamed on my boozing, and I'll argue that I work too hard. I move the little stuffed animal onto the pillow, and she looks up at me and down to the floor at what I've done and lets out a whimper. There's no way you know what's going on right now, you little monster, I say to her, softly, as she stares at me, her gray mustache and beard dripping in drool. She will be put down in a year, and I will not be there. In the kitchen, I find super glue, and I get on my hands and knees, and I pick up every single piece and sweep away the dirt, my back hurting from how many kegs I moved, and I attempt surgery, and I fail, and the purple flowers lie crumpled on wood like bruises before a now wide open door that beckons for me to leave. That was a poem about going through a breakup that I had like 4 years ago or so, right before the pandemic. It was a good thing. I'm glad that we broke up before the quarantine happened. Because, that would have been
pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID. That was right before COVID. I write a lot of haiku, and I like haiku a lot. And haiku for me has evolved a lot, especially recently. I've learned a lot. Warren Longmire's in the building. He's taught me a lot about poetry in general and haiku specifically. And a lot of people don't know that haiku in the English language, it shouldn't be 575. It should be much shorter. On average, it should be 11 syllables total, but there's no exact specific science to it. So it's just how you feel. It should be under 17 syllables. So next time you write a haiku, think about that, you know? So I wrote this haiku very recently, and it's very dark. And there's this tradition in American haiku recitation that you read it twice. And I sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this time. A spotted hawk rests on a wire looking down at the playground. A spotted hawk rests on a wire looking down at the playground. Think about that. All right. Yeah. It's fucking dark. All right. So this is like part of my like haiku manuscript that I sent out. It might be published. I don't know. I got like a half-hearted acceptance from a publisher. It's called Hellku. Hellish haiku. Dark shit. Here's another one. Exhaust. Chokes at the car wash. Exhale. Exhaust. chokes at the car wash, exhale. Summer's first hot day, my body sweats out alcohol. Summer's first hot day, my body sweats out alcohol. Small dog stares at steel skyscrapers. Small dog stares at steel skyscrapers. Spewing smokestacks stick skies, middle fingers. Spewing smokestacks stick skies, middle fingers. Forests on fire, rivers and streams still trickle. Forests on fire, rivers and streams still trickle. I got a lot of very depressing haiku. This is my manuscript, Hellku. It's supposed to be depressing. Vacation home submerged in sea foam. The bottom creeps close. Vacation home submerged in sea foam. The bottom creeps close. Poppy flower stained with human blood. Poppy flower stained with human blood. I'm a very I'm a hibernophile, as you'd say, and I'm an anglophobe. So the poppy flower is something that the English wear around the time of Veterans Day. And then the Irish people wear the Easter lily instead, for good reason. Hunger moon sinks below ocean waves, a dune flower blooms. Hunger moon sinks below ocean waves, a dune flower blooms. There's something called non-normative haiku, which I really like, and I've been getting into a lot lately. And like just single lines, very experimental poetry, which I used to kind of shun, but now I've come to understand is beautiful in its own right. And just like creating words. So I don't know if it's original or not, and I don't know if AI is going to take over everything. I hope it doesn't. It's inhuman. It's inhuman and defeats the purpose of art. The Writers Guild of America is on strike right now, kind of because of that. But here's one that I think I came up with. It's one single word. Sparrow whirlwind. Sparrow whirlwind. And then I'm going to finish with a poem that I wrote recently, and I write a lot of poems as like an ode to poets that I love so much, and one of them is Elizabeth Bishop, and this poem is called Elizabeth Bishop's Survival Guide to Living in the Big City for Men Who Are Also Moths. Her man-moth crawls, searching ever upwards, uttering repeated words of reassurance, like a tattered life raft, grasping its ratty fur onto defiled steel and glass, feeling ice clinging onto imagined ankles as if frozen water can be a living thing in and of itself. There's a hole in the sky and it's spreading fast. There is no holding on to the side of the building. There is nowhere to hide, but still a will to continue. Shaken by wind which burns to the face like flying too close to flames. Skyscrapers are inherently violent, pointy phallic swords that will puncture what cannot be punctured and cause even the flying to fall to their deaths. Rappelling back down to the street will only reveal that every car can kill even quicker. There is no waiting while enmeshed in a grill. Legs implanting seeds into metal grooves, wings that won't work brush up against concrete to become lost at a mistrained stop. Doors open into an enclosed space where there are humans littered along the ground. Step over the people lounging in trash as if bathing in darkness. The stairwell to the outer world is wordlessly barricaded. Ask a man with a needle in his arm where the exit is, but he won't answer. The woman leaning against the pillar across from him says she cannot know where you can leave. Wander farther among the furthest fallen. Find comfort from the fear of heights. Here, below brick, there is water enough for all of us. So I'm just going to say that I'm very happy to be reading with these three amazing writers, and I hope that you buy their books, which are available for sale right there. There's a book launch right now. There's a press that is now defunct, but it published 2 of these books. It's called Really Serious Lit, but they apparently they fell apart, which is okay. But they still publish Shannon and Janie's books, and so you should buy them. And then that's it. That's all I have to say. I think that's under 10 minutes. Bye, everyone. Thank you.